I've never seen a situation where God has exponentially grown someone's faith without them stepping into doing something that was difficult, hard, countercultural, or that was going to face consequences inside of their lives. It's not the way that we grow. I wish it were so that, if we just prayed the right prayers and we just entered into this, that God would give us every desire of our heart and everything would just line up nicely like that commercial where the lights just turn green one after the other. And there were never any stoplights, there was never any speed bumps, there were never any accidents, there was never any collisions. Everything was just smooth sailing. But the people that I've read about and the people that I know who have lived faithfully for Jesus, where God has grown their faith and used their life, there have always been speed bumps and stoplights and collisions and things that they didn't see coming, but those things have helped shape them to be the people that God eventually used them and needed them to be. That God sees you. That's the part that we would normally say, that God sees me, that God notices me, that God is aware of my circumstances, that God wants to know me and have a relationship. He's a self-revealing God, that there is nowhere that I am that God doesn't see me. And that is true, and that's the foundational part of this. But it also includes the fact that God sees further, deeper, and clearer than you and I could ever see. That's why, as part of your story, you say that I had no idea when I prayed that prayer 10 years ago or 20 years ago, and God didn't answer it, and I was upset at the time. Now I know what God was doing. I am grateful not just for a God who sees me where I am, but a God who sees beyond where I am into the larger picture that I don't understand and I can't figure out. Why is it that this would happen to Hagar twice? Why is it that 15 years would not be enough to kind of soothe over the relationship? Why do we still continue to carry some of the things that we carry? I don't know, but I know that God sees me, and God sees further, deeper, and clearer than I ever could. And then with that in mind, God helps you see what would otherwise be unseen. And so you participate with God in this thing called discipleship. There is something that God alone can do, and there are situations that if God doesn't show up, we are desperate, alone, cut off, broken, hopeless, whatever you want to say, that if God doesn't show up, there is nothing more I can do here. But there are plenty of situations and plenty of times where there are things that are lying right in front of us that we need God to open our eyes to see the spring of water that's right over there that can supply what we need. Ephesians 2 reminds us that we are God's workmanship, we are God's handiwork, that you are uniquely made and positioned for the work that God has for you to do in Him with your life.